ZAC and Fatima are finally moving into the duplex. Hayden wants to get them both locked back up again. And Karen thinks she knows ZAC is coming back. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this video, I'm doing a preview to episode 19 from season 4, breaking down the trailer as well as the post-episode 18 preview teaser that we received to tell you all what I think is going to happen in next week's episode. Feel free, as I am discussing this, to drop down in the comment section and drop your predictions as well so that we can keep this Sistas conversation going. But without further ado, let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what I care about most first. Y'all deal, you know? Karen, sis, my good sis. This ain't one of those times, mama. This ain't that. He ain't that man no more, okay? We get to see Karen talking to Sabrina. She's like tightening up her faux locks or whatever the hell she got in her head, greasing her scalp, you know, doing hair things because, you know, this is Karen's hair mastery. And she tells Sabrina, like, he's done this before. He goes out and he'll sleep with a bunch of people. Okay, cool. But then he gets tired of them and he always comes back. And there's just so much to unpack there. It's just like, girl, if that is even the case, which in this case it is 100% not, right? Why would you want that? Like, you have a completely other viable option that's waiting for you in the wings, that's treating you better. And you've already discerned that you're tired of this toxic cycle that y'all have been in, where he's gone out and cheated on you and brought you back STDs and brought you back lies and brought you back no money, honey. So why is it that something that you are okay with in this moment? And in all honesty, I think what this is an attempt to do from the story, from the screenwriter's perspective, is to start to explore more depths of like what this looks like for women. So for me, and y'all already know, I do love Karen. Like, I love Karen and I love Fatima. I'm not doing this goofy shit that a lot of y'all are doing on that Bird app, and picking sides, right? In loving Karen and understanding Karen as a character and being very open to whatever part of the journey of grief and healing and decoupling and detangling and like moving forward in her life that she's in the moment that we see her in whatever episode, I'm always looking for like, okay, what does this mean? For me, this is an example of how we will be very quick to retreat into uncomfortability and toxicity because we got comfortable with it, because the bright new horizon, because the new better thing feels too good to be true, feels unbelievable, and really does scare you. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I have had moments where I've made the more toxic or problematic decision for myself just because I'm gonna pick the devil that I know, right? Like, it's one thing to know what you're dealing with, to experience it, to feel like you've experienced the depths of whatever that pain could be from there, and you've made it through and you happen to still love this person, and it's like, okay, I can handle it. But then opening your heart to somebody completely new and walking into completely new frontier, you have no idea what's around the corner. You don't know how bad that hurt can get if it turns into hurt. Not that the whole Aaron thing will turn into hurt. I think that this is just like a touch to that. Now, the problem is the way that it's being done is kind of inconsistent. It's not fully clear and just not done well. But that's where I'm going to go with it, and that's what I'm going to speak on. I'm always going to give y'all like my perspective, my thoughts, and then the why behind it so that you understand it. So while it is a bit annoying to have Karen in this space this late in the season, what we have seen is her physically staying away from ZAC. She hasn't gone back to the duplex since she had that conversation with Fatima. While she has been saying certain things, she also has been moving very differently, even with the whole Pam, make sure Zach gets his keys back. It's like, girl, she wasn't pressed to try to take the keys to him. She wasn't pressed to, like, she wasn't like, I'm going to call him like she was, 10 episodes ago, right? So to me, all of this is progress. And just because we're working with Tyler Perry storytelling and Tyler Perry timelines, things get a little bit, mixed up and weird. But to me, I'm looking at it like from the 50,000 foot view, this is progress. She can say whatever the hell she wants to her girlfriends, but what is she actually doing? Is she keeping her distance? Is she moving forward? Is she still giving Aaron a chance? Is she still processing her feelings? Is she still being very honest about where she's at, how she feels, and what she thinks? Okay, cool. So we're moving forward. And I ain't mad at it. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and chuckle throughout the rest of the season because all of this is building up to her coming clean to Zach. Like, they're going to see each other before the end of the season because there's a episode where the synopsis reads that Karen tells Zach the truth about how she feels, and I think that is going to be our final closure conversation, our final thing that like is going to propel her really forward into healing and fully releasing. So all of this that's happening in the meantime to me is just Tyler Perry setting it up for that, and then again I'm internalizing her being like, well, he's just doing what he used to do before. Just how sometimes us women can kind of like pacify or validate the pain and the strife that we go through just because we know it and it became very familiar to us, especially if we have new and great other opportunities ahead and you're really, really scared to take those steps forward because part of you has convinced yourself that you're not worthy of anything better, or that anything better could never happen for you. And I wouldn't be surprised if all of that was working on Karen's psyche as well. Now, speaking on moving on and getting something better or moving into something better, Zachary Taylor is moving right along. He is fresh out of jail and like full steam ahead. He officially asked Fatima to move in with him. Well, actually, y'all, it's not even officially. This is like a repeat because they've already been talking about this. He's already asked this. So the fact that Tyler Perry is making like this whole little moment of this, like I really don't even understand because this was always the plan. Like he literally, maybe about 7 episodes ago said, "Oh, the place will be ready for us to move in this weekend." So like, Fatima sitting here talking about something. This is a big step, girl. You just busted up this man's house, threw this man's father's ashes on the ground for this man. He just mollywopped Hayden all up and down that goddamn law firm for you. This has been a big thing. This is not a big step. Y'all have been in it to win it. So I don't need any more of the whole, oh my God, Zatima, like this is, oh, I can't believe it. We already in. We're bought in. Zatima is it. Like, she is that girl. This coupledom is giving. We know that y'all are committed. So all of the shocks, oohs, and ahs of like, oh, we're moving in together. Oh, the duplex is finally ready. Oh, we're gonna ride for each other. Oh, I'm gonna break you out like Bonnie and Clyde. We know that. This is nothing new to us. Tyler Perry, stop giving us information as if we don't already know it, and stop giving us other information to contradict the information that you gave us before that we already know. Thank you. Okay. But needless to say, I am going to enjoy the moment that they're probably going to give us when they actually walk into the house together and Fatima actually gets to see the finished duplex and like marvel in that and like go to the moment or the place that us women go to in a moment like this where she's able to really fully see herself in the space and what's to come and their family and their relationship and all of that. Like, I'm totally here for that. I just don't need a little extra sauce of like, oh my God, this is a big step. Girl, you have already decided that this is what you want to do. It is Zachary for you and it is you for him. That's it. Now, the real strife and problem that's going to rise is that Hayden is still on y'all's behind, and for whatever reason, however he decided to think of it. And this is where I just start to get agitated because I suspend a lot when it comes to watching the series and like certain things not connecting. And at the end of the day, I'm glad that these amazing actors and actresses are working. I'm excited that the creatives behind it, like y'all are able to make this thing, but we need to do better. One, with the conflicting, storylines and things being out of place and out of order and characters forgetting certain things that's been happening over the course of the last couple episodes. It's a problem for me. But then also when I saw Hayden look at the security cam footage from the actual, from the airport, it really pissed me off because they literally just used the show footage as the footage that he's watching. And it's like, what security camera is on an eye level to the actual people who they're recording so that you're able to see close up? Like, I'm gonna need y'all to give me CCTV overhead looking down over the course of the entire little area of that particular terminal. It's not giving real. And it's like, it's one thing for me to suspend my imagination and like be able to bridge the gap for some things, but at this point it's calling me to just buy into too much stuff that's just not really giving realistic. Like, yes, you said that Hayden has been going over this footage for a very long time, but how did he arrive at this very close up particular point? Like, you literally get to see the like coverage shots of both of these two people. Like, huh? And I get that you're trying to move through and make the storyline work, but also there needs to be a little bit more time there, because how in the hell did he even know which day? Like, how did he, like, anywho, Hayden is still trying to send them both back to jail, and he is on to something, because for the purposes of the story, Tyler Perry has made it very, very easy for him to figure out that it was the senator's wife who gave him the tip. And now she's gonna pop back up. ZAC is getting a call from some woman. It's like, you know who this is? That is probably the senator's wife. And oh, okay, great. Worst case, y'all, she's gonna be a little bit scorned because he actually used the tip and didn't use the money that she wanted to give him, and she could want to turn on him and like out him and say, yeah, I did give him this information even though he didn't take my money to actually make the trade, and truly mess him up, even though I don't think that that's what it's going to be. We're really just gonna have to see. Hayden has a little bit more ammunition, and I'm over it. My whole thing is, for real, Tyler Perry, if we're gonna buy into Hayden's villain story, then you're gonna have to give us a little bit more to go off of, and not be stringing this damn villain story together by gum and like hot glue, because it's not gonna work for me. Now, in other news and other villain stories, Gary is spiraling, and Aaron is trying to talk him down off the damn ledge in his office because he wants his apartment back. He wants all the stuff that he gave her back. Take it and get the hell on, because we never wanted you here anyway. We always wanted better for Andi anyway. You never were deserving anyway. You bought all this stuff for y'all. Meanwhile, you told her you bought it for her. It seems like you don't really understand the way that pronouns work. It seems like you also don't understand the way that relationships work. You do not own anybody. You do not own Andi. And the fact that you're just so obsessed with having her as a possession versus valuing her as a person is a goddamn problem. You need to go to therapy, and you need to leave this woman alone. Maybe try again in another 5 to 10 years after the therapist has beaten all your menacing out of your goddamn mentality, and maybe you can decide to not be such a hellion in the life of any type of black woman that you see in the future. But Andi ain't it, so go ahead and release yourself from the shackles of the game that you think is the win and control Andi Olympics. We don't see it for you. Jesus don't see it for you. And if you don't turn away from Satan soon, that's gonna be it for you. Like, I don't know how much I'm going to have to speak on Gary, but I am tired. Jeez. Tyler Perry, release us from the shackles of Gary's menacing. Even if you don't release him, release us. Give us free. Now, on a lighter note, Preston is running all up and down the town trying to get advice on Danny. He goes up to the bank to talk to Sabrina. Everybody's talking to Sabrina all of a sudden. Let me find out they about to have Sabrina be the clutch player, and hopefully she says some sensible ass shit. Danny is still talking as if he wants to date black women, he has to learn X, Y, and Z. But then you also won't teach him, honey. So then when he goes and starts dating a bunch of black women, which now we know is with false pretenses and he shouldn't be doing it in this way because ZAC definitely led him astray. But my next thought would have been for him to go out and date a bunch of black women and actually be interested in them, or actually be interested in learning. But like, if you don't want to teach him, but you also don't want him dating other black women, so it's like, what do you want this man to do? Danny, my frustration, honey, my frustration run deep for you. And part of it is not even Danny the character, it's literally her setup, because I personally feel like it's a very flimsy ass case that they have built Danny's animosity towards Preston's whiteness on. He has not been a white guy acting with any type of white privilege, in my opinion. And honestly, it came out of nowhere with her checking him on it and telling him that he needs to try harder to learn. Like, he literally started out with trying to get to know you, understand you, show up for you, and then introduce you to the things that were big on for him. Like, that is literally what you do with any person. And to me, it's Danny's resistance to have any type of interest in all of what makes him him that is also spurring her animosity towards him not being able to meet her where she's at and how she feels. Meanwhile, he is the one who's open to listening and learning, and she's the one who could give a damn less of what he wants to teach her about a cow or a tractor or a farm or whatever. And it's just like, girl, it don't make no sense. So at the end of the day, if you don't want to teach this man, if you don't want to help him, if you don't want to walk through this journey with him as he gets to know you better and gets to be better within his interracial relationship with you, then release him completely and just say that your ass is disinterested and do not entertain any further communication. Because at this point, you look just as simple as he do, in my opinion. Y'all can let me know y'all's in the comment section down below. Now, I don't know why Jake is asking ZAC to give him $1 million, but I definitely think that it's going to be for his good. He's going to try to help him get out of this, especially after the whole senator thing pops up. Hopefully he gives ZAC every bit of information that he has on Gary, and maybe they can also parlay all of the shady dealings and things that Gary has been doing to Andi and with Hayden to be able to help weasel ZAC out of the insider trading that he actually did do. Shout out to Jake. He's becoming, the MVP very, very quickly as we continue on in the journey that is Sistas. Andi, baby, just stand there and look cute, because you asking all these questions, you want to know the truth. I believe that Andi is 100% not the friend that you tell the 100% truth to, because girl, you're not from the streets. You do not know how to stick and move like you think you do. And worst case scenario, you're going to try to go by the book. And at the end of the day, sometimes we're going to have to bend that book, throw that book out the damn window and run an audible. And you might not be the friend to do that with. So girl, just stay cute and keep Robin on speed dial. That's it. That's all. All right, y'all, those are my thoughts and predictions for next week's episode. I can't wait to hear y'all's in the comment section down below. So go ahead and drop your comments and give this video a like if you made it all the way to the end of the video, because I kind of feel like you liked it. It's your good sis that you love to talk TV with, and I'll see you in the next one.